Hi everyone. I almost forgot to record this session of doodling for Seed Lemon's challenge of doodling for April. And this has got to be one of my favorite colors here. It's a teal for sure. And I started this this design, and then I realized I did not put on my camera phone. So there we go. I wet my palette down before I started, and then I put some water in the back of it to re-wet my brush without rinsing it out totally. So those dots are absolutely standing off of the page. And if I moved my little notebook here around too much, they would do drippage. So I'll be careful of that. They're full of water. That's why they're standing out. And when you let those dry, they dry shiny. Watercolor is the most interesting medium, and I say that because I have used it, but not in this way before, and not out of a tin. This is a tin. They used to be made of tin. They're made of plastic now, but we call them tins because they used to be made of tin, and that's how they came to be known. It's children's watercolors. And I had the unique experience last night. I won't repeat it. I'm not sure that my entire page was ruined. I haven't gone back to it yet, but it's of a mermaid. And the watercolor that I ended up using that was on top of the ink spray kind of looked like it was curdling. Not sure if that's what you call it. Maybe just plain old clumping. But it definitely was. And I don't know, but I suspect that watercolor and ink, they do not like each other on the page. That would be my guess. I'm not going to be making dots for this entire time. I am going to change colors, and I'm going to do other watercolors. But I did want to start with that one. Not sure how the red will look next to this teal, but usually it's quite pretty. Teal and red together. I have to remind myself to stay on top of the brush so that the lines stay thin. But if I push it down so that they become thicker, then that reminds me, if you want a thicker line, push down. If you want a thinner line, stay on top of the brush at the point and let it come down like that. So far I'm not connecting the lines on this piece because I really don't want the colors to blend right now. I just want them to sit next to each other, kind of like that. But if I do that on accident, it might be that happy accident that you take advantage of when it happens. So I'm going to push down a little bit harder, and you can see that the line goes thicker, and then I will just pull up and it will become thinner. Kind of like I already knew that, but I didn't know it. I already knew that, but no. It wasn't working knowledge, it was some other kind of intuitive or experiential knowledge. Whoa, that's pretty. I like that one. Sometimes it works out and sometimes it doesn't. I'm doing this as a challenge because what I understand about a lot of what we do is for getting better, for practicing to get better at what we're doing. And for now, I'm just so enjoying the relaxation of doodling like this. And for the part of it that means I might get better at it. I heard someone say on a video yesterday that they hadn't had time for their doodling and they needed their doodling to get better at their art. So maybe there is something to that. I'm not sure. I don't think that all great artists have to doodle. Not that I'm a great artist or ever will be, but it's possible that it could help in the art. Now, as usual, since I'm recording, one of my dogs is scratching at the door, and you may hear that, to come in, because it's not good enough to want to go outside, which they often do while I'm recording. Then when they go outside, they want back in. You can probably hear that. That's the one that has the allergies, and he coughs and sneezes and wheezes around here, and I do on occasion have to give him Benadryl at least twice a day for the most part. He's the one scratching at the door to get back in, and as soon as the timer is off, I'll relieve everyone's anxiety. I will let him back in. But for now, I'm going to continue this until the timer goes off, which is in just a couple minutes, I think. I don't know if you went to see Lemon's channel, but she has the month of April in squares, empty squares, and her intention is to fill each square with a doodle, and that's going to be her, you know, like it would be on a full page like this, and that's going to be her doodling for the month of April. And I think that's neat. So he just scratches and then he stands back and looks at me to see if it's going to get a response. And to be honest, he's quite the character. He's not like the little one that is so full of mischief. But this one is a love, but you don't want to get on his bad side or pet him too hard, or toddlers are not a good idea. I was raising my granddaughter for a while, and she could very quickly get on his angry side, but he was very forgiving, however cautious around her, because at 18 months plus, she could be rowdy. And toddlers don't know anybody exists except for themselves yet. They're learning. She learned that if she pet him too hard, he would react. And he did, but he never did any damage to her. I would do whatever necessary to keep that from happening. And she's still just a very intense little girl. I love her dearly. They say that the colors, working with the color like this, increases the endorphins in your system. And there's my timer. And the endorphins are what raise your mood and give you a lift. So, thank you for watching. It was a joy to have you here while I was doodling. Please subscribe to my channel, and I hope you have a great, wonderful day.